Alright, so my name is Roberto Tellez. Today I will be showing you how to properly change a tire. Alright, so in order to take off a tire, you have to have a jack. So today I have this jack, which doesn't come with the car, but you can get it at your auto parts store. When you place the jack under the car, you have to be sure it's in the proper lift points, which on this car it's right in the pinch weld, and it is usually marked where you're supposed to lift it. You don't have to lift it up very far, just so the tire is up off the ground. Usually cars come with a lug wrench that you can use, but today I will be using an impact gun and a 19mm socket. When you take these off, it doesn't really matter what order you take them off in. When you take those off, just pull your tire off. I always check, make sure there's no debris on your rotor, on the tire, just so it'll sit properly. But once you get the tire off and you get your spare tire out of your trunk or from under your car, wherever your manual says it is, just bring it back out and put your tire back on. Now when you go back on and you put your lug nuts on, very important, you always start these by hand. Never use your impact, in this case, to start them, because there's a really good chance that you could strip the threads and it will not go back on. So always hand start these first. Once you hand start them, you can use your impact, or if you have your lug wrench. And this is the part where it's important. You have to go in a star shape to tighten these down. Now you don't want to crank on it with this. Just get them started in a star shape. After that, you will need a torque wrench to torque these down to proper specifications, so you don't warp your rotor and you don't get vibration issues in your car. So this is a torque wrench. You don't have to have one as fancy as this one. This is just one that I have. You have to torque these lug nuts to 110 foot-pounds. If you get them too tight, like I said, it would warp the rotor. If they're not tight enough, the lug nuts could come off as you're driving. So we got to lower the jack down a little bit so the wheel does not spin. Just enough so it rests on the ground. And now we tighten these. So when it lights green, that means it's at 110 foot-pounds. And same, when you're tightening them, you have to go in a star shape to get them evenly torqued. So once you do that, and I usually go double check and make sure that they're all torqued to spec, so I'll check one more time. So there you have it. That's pretty much all you need to do, and just let your jack down. And you're all set to go. So that's how you properly change a tire.